Hey friends, welcome to the channel. So today we are going to look at replacing the screen for this Acer Nitro 5. It's the N20C1, and surprisingly this is not very expensive. I was able to source this part from AJ Parts locally and for $69. And considering that this machine when it came out was a $1,200 system, about going 3.5 years ago, it is absolutely a great bargain if your screen is damaged. The main thing here, you want to make sure you're getting the right screen. They have the 30 pin and they also have the 40 pin. This model is the 40 pin IPS 144 hertz, and it's a 15.6 inch display. And for the on this machine, I'm getting a 6 months warranty. I'm not getting any kind of kickback from AJ Parts. They were just so responsive when I asked a few questions just to confirm that it would fit, and they were very responsive. So I definitely would recommend them in terms of doing business. The price, the response, that was great on my part, my experience. So again, look at your model carefully. You don't want to get the incorrect one in. I will drop a link in the video with the details in the description what the part number is. So once we get this ready, the main thing you're going to need here to dismantle this is a pry tool. Start with a thin metal pry tool like I'm going to be using here, and then you may need a plastic tool also, and a tweezer just to help grab things later on. So it's not that difficult. I would say best practices is to remove the battery, dismantle it before you do any work on it. Then you're gonna find somewhere right at the top edge and you start to pry it apart. So at this point there's nothing that's held together by, you're not getting into the section that's held together by tape yet. You're just gonna, this is just clip in place, and I'll show you when I get this off completely how it's clipped in place. So just go down. Once you get a good entry point, you can just slide it down and be careful. Well, to be honest, this is a damaged screen. If you're going to replace it, then you would even be more careful. But just slide it down towards the bottom hinge, and be careful. It's very thin around the edge, and you don't want to break this. The parts are the LCD cover itself, like the bezel stuff, not expensive, but you don't want to break it. So right now I can use my plastic tool to kind of get in there more, because the other thing is behind that, behind this the bezel, you have the wireless card antenna, the wires running up the top. You also have camera wires running, so you don't want to break anything. So it's better to use something plastic like this. And then once you're finished with the right, you can flip it around, and to the left it's the same thing. Just slide it down around the base near the hinge. That might be a little bit more challenging, but again, still easy, even if it means you will need to open the 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 monitor, the LCD, a little bit more so you can get some flex down there. But it's all about being patient and just notice how things are connected. And when you're pulling, if you feel any resistance, don't just seem continue to pull. Maybe one clip needs to be dislodged, and so just take your time, go around, just go down to the bottom edge, and you can use your finger to help guide things, and you should really just get it coming apart in one piece. It's not that difficult. You can do this yourself with just some patience and kind of firm gentleness, if there's such a thing. But what I mean is you don't want to yank it, but at the same time you gotta be firm in just moving things along, and it will come apart. And yes, we want it to come apart in one piece, right? So just like that, we have it. And these are the clips just along the corners, the bottom, the top, and it's just pressed in and clip in place. So that was a clean job done. And then we can move on back to looking closely at how this LCD panel is. Now, to be honest, I went further than I should. I had traveled a lot that day, and I guess I was a little impatient. And then I didn't take enough time to really, you know, look carefully at how this is. But the two screws, the top screws at the top left and top right, and also the bottom screws, you do not need to remove those. The panel itself is just stuck in place on a bracket. So on each side, about half from top to about middle, there's a piece of tape, and on the right there's also a piece of tape towards the upper and the lower side. So once you can grab it, you can just pull that tape, double-sided tape, out without removing any screws. So here I get a little bit impatient, and actually chose to start taking it off, right? But you can remove this panel. The panel is not screwed down, it's just taped on, double-sided tape to that silver bracket. And once you get your fingers on the bracket itself, you can just, sorry, on the tape itself, you can just pull it out by just going finger over finger until you get it out. You no dismantling of the screen needed. So while you're doing this, always, I gotta say this again, be careful that you do not pierce the actual wires for the antenna. So just grab it and pull, and then go finger over finger. If you just grab it at the hand and just pull it, it's gonna stretch to a point where it will snap. So once you go finger over finger, it's out. And we're gonna do the same thing on this side, and just go finger over finger again, and we'll get that side out. It's not that difficult at all. Just be patient and timely. And see, I've taken the back off. You do not need to take, I'm talking about the back cover. You do not need to take that back cover off. So now we can just concentrate and get in the portion of this double-sided tape that's on the right, and also there's on the left. So I'm just using like a tweezer to grab it, and once I pull it out a bit, then I can start go hand over hand. I pull some out, I grab it a little closer, I pull it out, I grab it a little closer, and once you continue that motion, you will get it out in one piece without breaking it off at the back. And when you break it off at the back without it coming out entirely, that's when you probably would need to start removing screws. But in this case, I got it off cleanly on the top left, top right, and then bottom right, and I'm working on the bottom left. Again, it's a similar situation. You just go hand over hand, and you will get that out. Screws at the bottom hinge, you do not need to take those out, and I just work carefully. Again, I am not replacing something like, say, the LCD cable. If I was replacing the cable alone, then I would have to be a lot more careful. Don't want to scratch the display, but here I'm just taking everything out. So once it's out, I lay it down on the keyboard, and then I'm gonna go at taking off a transparent tape that's keeping the LCD cable inside the bracket on the LCD panel itself. So it's just a transparent, real, it's fitted really smugly on the back of the LCD panel. So you don't want to cut it and rip it, but so you want to get to the edge and get underneath it and pull it up, because we will need to reuse that portion, right? So once you get that portion up, you notice there's a lever or a metal piece that's locked in the actual connector. You just want to lift that up, take it out of the way, and then you can even grab that and pull it a bit to the right and then to the left. Just jog it there, walk it out. Just take your time, and just like that, you have dislodged the entire LCD connector from the LCD itself. And then we go and get our brand new LCD panel. And then it's nicely packaged. I like that. And again, this one didn't come with any. I didn't order any extra double-sided cable. I'll use my own. And then this is about just a reverse of what you did. You want to align it properly and make sure there's nothing in the way. And it's very important that that bracket piece is out of the way. It's not pushed down. It's at the top, and then you can just align it and then pull on it. Once you get it in, then you can flip down that bracket piece, and the bracket piece kind of lock it in place. So here I just put something underneath the panel just to give it a little bit more cushion, because I'm going to press on top of it. So press the bracket piece down and then press the tape entirely. And just be careful, just make sure you get the entire tape. If you feel like it's not connecting properly, you could add a little a piece of a thin tape on it too, but you don't want to use anything bulky because it's going to be at the back of the LCD. So once we get that in, now it's get my own double-sided tape in place. I just have these long one. I cut them in two, and I'm just stripping some on the left, and I'm doing it in two parts. So if you notice, just the very middle will not have anything, but it's not a big deal. If you have a very long strip and you want to just run it straight down the right and straight down the left, you can do that too. It's not a big deal. Once you get that in place, to actually assemble the panel now over those, you don't have to worry. The framing is already there. Once you start, say, I'm going to start from the top and just make sure I align it closely with the top and the top left and right, and then only after I've done that, then I lower the rest in place. And while doing this, I want to make sure there's no cable is getting in the way. You don't want to get anything caught up. And very importantly, before you put the cover on, you need to put all your cabling back in place. I've rebooted and I'm up, and then finally I've connected everything including the bezel on, and then I'm back up completely. This is not a tough job. Please remember to like, to share, and to subscribe. This is something you can do yourself. Now, hopefully this was helpful. Have yourself a great day, and look out for the next video. Thank you. You take care now. Bye.